I got this letter from my dad in 1995. You see, we never knew what happened to Uncle Tommy. Back in 1944, he was a bombardier in a B-24 Liberator, flying missions out of Italy in World War II. December 10th, 1995. Dear all, I am enclosing the information I have gathered on Tommy in Italy. It includes a copy of a report written by Flight Officer Sears, who was the co-pilot on Tommy's aircraft. According to this report, the aircraft lost a supercharger and subsequently 2 engines and was on fire while it was going on its mission to bomb an airbase in Munich, Germany. This is from Lieutenant Sears' report, the co-pilot. Our position in formation was Charlie 10. About 50 miles off the coast of Ancona, Italy, number 1 supercharger went out. We called Charlie 11 and said that it looked like we would have to turn back and asked advice, and further said we would meantime try to fix the supercharger. Charlie 11 wasn't certain. It's probably best notify Able 11 before leaving the formation. Lieutenant Spinning, the pilot, ran up number 1 supercharger to 2,700 RPM. The engine was running 5 minutes, then feathered. After feathering, flames from supercharger number 1. Fire was increasing. The engineer notified us that the wing was also in flames. Pilot gave orders to abandon the airplane. Here's what my dad wrote to us. Tommy's position in the B-24 as bombardier was in the nose with the nose gunner. When the nose gear is up, the only way out of his position is through a hatch to bail out. And Sears writes, the top turret gunner followed me out the right bomb bay. The pilot stayed at the controls and tried to maintain control of the airplane, which was headed toward the Italian shore. I have reason to believe that the engineer did not have his parachute or harness on. Before I had opened my chute, the airplane had completely disintegrated. As soon as I could look around, I saw the top gunner falling in his chute. The altitude at the time was approximately 15,000 feet. I believe the pilot never left the controls. The nose gunner, Sergeant Bergdahl, counted 7 open chutes in the air and also saw the explosion. I fell about 5,000 feet before I opened my chute, hit the water at 10:25, floated till 1300. A British destroyer, the HMS Brocklesby, intercepted us and we were taken aboard. So what about Tommy? Here's what my dad said. Since the nose gunner was one of the 2 survivors, the other was the co-pilot Sears, I would assume Tommy also got out. You will note that Bergdahl, the nose gunner, counted 7 parachutes. There were 10 in the crew. The pilot and the engineer never got out before the plane blew up. And Bergdahl makes the count 10. Sears wraps up his report. The British picked up 5 empty vests, which had apparently been removed by the wearer, as the snaps had been opened and were not torn. We assumed the wearers had picked up a rubber dinghy. Several dinghies had been dropped by B-17s in the immediate vicinity. We cruised around until 0900, and the following day we headed for Ancona, Italy. At the end of his letter to us in 1995, Dad shared this. I have a letter from Tommy written on September 3rd, 1944. If anyone would like to read it, I will make a copy. I have that letter here, and I'd like to read it to you. Sunday, September 3rd, 1944. Noon, 1200 my time, 6 a.m. your time. Dear Chuck, was very glad and well pleased to receive your letter yesterday. Glad to see that you're right behind all of your brothers over here. Letters do a lot to help us forget what we have been through and what we have seen. So keep up the good. You're doing your part, small as it might seem to you, to help win this war. I now have 6 missions in over enemy territory. You would like to see Europe from the air, Chuck, as it is very interesting to look out the window in the nose and see how the countries look. I've been in most of the countries of Southern Europe: Italy, Yugoslavia, Albania, Hungary, Austria, Germany, Corsica, Elba, Sicily, Romania, Bulgaria, Czechoslovakia, Tunisia, Morocco, Algiers, Azores, Canada, Bahamas, Bermuda, Nova Scotia. So you see, I guess I've seen more countries than brothers Joe, Jake, and Junior. While in town the other day, I bought you and Bob a ring made by some Italian kids your age. One has Rome inscribed on it, and the other Pescara. Both were big battles here in Italy. I'm going to send you the Pescara ring, and Bob can have the Rome ring. Or if one is too big, you can trade. When I go to Rome, I'll pick you kids up some more stuff. Saw something there Mom would like, but I'm going to keep it a secret for now. I don't know what I can give you for your birthday, as I can't send you money, as we get all our pay in Italian money. We'll look around, though. Well, Chuck, I must go and eat now, so be good and let's hear from you. We'll give you some more dope on things later. Love to all, Tommy. P.S. Tell Bob that as soon as he writes, I'd write him too. September 2022. Dear Mom, I made this for you over the last couple of days. Thinking of you and Dad the whole time. Sending lots of love. Bill.